Today, I have made $12,731.45 selling AI to businesses. And while I'm talking, I'll refresh it so you can see this, because there's only two reasons you are on this video. One is to see the proof that I'm not lying out of my ass. And number two is so that you can learn how to do it too, right? You want to replicate this, because why wouldn't you want to make $12,000 in a day? So if you stick around, by the end of this video, I'm going to show you everything from A to Z, every process, step 1, step 2, step 3, and so on. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to replicate this, the systems I use, the processes I followed to be able to make $12,700 today. So that way you can make the same, because I want to see you make the same amount of money. I want to see every single person who's watching this video make $12,700 a day. And that's why I'm making this video, so that by the end, you have all the knowledge to do it yourself. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into this. All right, so first things first, this is a super grand overview of the process here. I'm going to break this down as quick as I can and keep this video kind of as short and to the point as possible, just to make this as value-packed as I can. But this is the process we follow with our partners who are in our partner program. Take a screenshot of this here if you want to take a look at this. I also have a video going over this super in depth, but I'm going to show you a kind of 20-foot overview of this so that you can implement this starting as soon as right after you finish this video. So first things first is the niche. Let's say you don't even know which niche to go after. You don't know who to target. So first and foremost, I want to say the demand for conversational AI right now is ridiculous. We have partners all over the world. In Europe, we have people, working with us all across Europe, Asia, the US, Canada. They are doing we have people even in India who are doing very, very well selling this. I'm talking making, 10K, 20K a month selling this. And so look, there is a lot of niches you can go after. We have people crushing it in every niche. That to say, if your processes aren't set up properly, the niche doesn't matter. If your processes are set up properly, again, the niche doesn't matter. If your processes are set up properly, any business that makes phone calls can benefit from this. But I will say these are the three that we've seen are the best. Home services, anything along the lines of HVAC, electricians, plumbers, home renovation, roofers, anything in that regard, they benefit a ton, and they're just great clients because they're not usually tech savvy, so they wouldn't know how to do it themselves. They also see the value because everything's done over the phone, right? Appointments, quotes, jobs, whatever it is. Recruiting, another huge one. And so for those of you who don't know what recruiting companies are, they essentially take people who are looking for jobs and they place them into companies that are looking for employees. And so a ridiculous amount of phone calls. Some of the first businesses we ever closed ourselves were recruiting companies, and they were willing to pay 7, 9, 10, 12K without even questioning it when they saw what the AI could do. Genuinely, the easiest closes I've ever had in my life were recruiting companies. And then clinics and med spas. We have some partners crushing it, closing 10K paid in full upfront payments with just like a single AI agent to med spas, clinics. They benefit a ton because they're super heavy appointment based, right? They're all done over the phone, appointments, customer service, all that sort of stuff. So these are the niches that we see very, very well. But again, if your processes are set up properly, which I'll kind of go through here, you can really target any niche. We even have people targeting broad, like multiple niches, just more so focused on locally, within 20 miles around them or their home country, and they do very, very well. So what does the offer look like? What are you selling? So there is a couple things you can sell. So firstly, you want to sell a good voice AI platform. We use, of course, our own software, Insight AI. Majority of our partners use ours as well. We have some partners that use other platforms, like Synflow. One of our partners owns their own platform, TrueFlow. But we, of course, use our platform. 99% of our partners use our platform as well. And this is, of course, the conversational AI software. So that's a main part of the offer is Insight / voice AI software. Because realistically, you don't need to use our platform. You can, I love it, but we have people using other platforms and we still help them scale. It doesn't really matter to us. And then you can offer other things. We see people offer chatbots on top of there, usually not part of their main offer because not every business needs chatbots, but we do have people who offer chatbots as well. We also have people who offer lead gen as well. Another great thing, because lead gen, you're generating the leads that your AI is going to be calling. And so this can be done through Facebook, IG, Google ads. So Facebook, Instagram ads, Google ads, any of the above, LinkedIn ads, YouTube ads, really anything, right? But with that, this is usually the main components of what you're offering, right? And so majority of our clients and ourselves usually just offer straight voice AI. You can still charge 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. We have partners closing deals like that all the time for just voice AI. But again, maybe you have a background in lead gen and you can get these businesses good results. Maybe you don't, and you want to sell that. it can still help you with ads. I'll show you kind of how to go about the ad side of things. I won't go into the entire campaign breakdown because I have videos covering in depth our campaigns, and I won't go into setting up the voice AI super specifically as well because I have videos showing how to build all of them. And so in this, I'm just going to go over the entire processes, and I'll get into the funnels, what the ads look like that we run, how to close these deals, all that sort of stuff, how to best fulfill, everything along those lines. So with this here, these are usually the main components of what is going to be your offer. And so again, you've heard Alex Hormozi, create an offer that people will feel stupid saying no to. That's this right here. This is your AI infrastructure offer. And this is what you're able to charge anywhere from $5K to usually about $15K for on average. Again, you'll see sometimes people close it for maybe $3K, $4K, $20K. This is usually the average though. And then how are you going to fulfill? Now you need to fulfill, right? You need to build the agents into the client's businesses, depending on what they need. So there's a couple ways you can go about it. So fulfillment. Again, couple ways. So one, you do it yourself. Maybe you are comfortable building agents. Again, this is why we built our platform, so it's very easy for people to use so that you can build the agents yourself if you want. A lot of our clients and partners do build their agents themselves for their clients. So build it yourself. Very, very doable. That's a very possible option. Then also, you can use us for fulfillment. If you're working with us directly in our partner program or our Gold Academy, which I'll link both of those below if you want to check them out, you can use our engineers for fulfillment. So I'll call this done for you fulfillment. And usually it's just 10% of the deal, or usually about $1,000 you pay our team and they'll do the whole fulfillment for you. Then you can find people on Fiverr, Upwork, other places along those lines where they're also very good. You can find good developers on there and you can pay them. They'll usually be, really depends on how much you are closing the deal for, anywhere from maybe $100 to like $1,500. There's a wide range on there as well. But again, you can find good people on there. So those are the ways you can do fulfillment. So now, I don't know how long into this video we are, maybe 5 minutes, the niches to go after, what your main offer should consist of, the kind of typical price you should be charging up front, and the different options you can use to fulfill. And so again, build it yourself is a bit of the tough one, right? If you're not tech savvy, it's a bit tough. Again, we have videos showing you how, but sometimes there are builds that are just too complex unless you're a developer. And so also I'm going to talk about the retainer side of things. So with this, you can offer support. We usually set up our onboarding process so there is very minimal support needed. We do very, very thorough build for the clients and a ton of testing. We have developers on our team whose sole job is fulfillment. So we do a very thorough job of that. And we set you, all our partners and everything, we work with the same onboarding process. And so with this, you can charge a monthly retainer, no problem. We see people charging anywhere from $300 to usually about $2,000 a month. Depends again on the size of the business, because if it's a small business, $2,000 a month is a lot, right? But if it's a large business, $2,000 a month is nothing. So it depends. And these, you're going to be, they're going to be paying for whatever you want to call it, support, maintenance, live updates, anything along those lines that is just appealing to them and can benefit them a lot. And so usually these are the kind of approaches we take. Maybe you do $15K for the first 3 months, you include support of the first 6 months, you include support of the first 30 days, you include support, whatever you want to call it. And then afterwards, it's a certain monthly retainer. You can do that as well. We also have people who do pay per appointment. We have a partner who just closed the deal pay per appointment. And so for example, his was, I believe $25 per appointment, maybe $50 per appointment. I'll say $25 per appointment. And so that's a pretty juicy deal because these AIs are powerful. I've had clients book like 70 appointments in a day, 30 appointments in a couple minutes. Like if you're doing $25 per booked appointment, that's a lot. You can also do rev share. We've also seen partners do rev share anywhere from usually pretty standard 10 to 15%, 10 to 15% of revenue from the AI. So those are good ways to go. I personally like to steer clear of rev share just because I hate the hassle of having to, track all this and make sure the person's not lying to me about the revenue it generated, all that sort of stuff. So these are usually going to be your best bets, these two. Pay up front and then a monthly retainer. That's what we do. That's what we have our partners do for the most part. And then you are fulfilling. And so those are the fulfillment kind of options there. Again, I have videos going over how to build agents yourself, what our fulfillment process looks like. Fiverr and Upwork, don't need to make a video on it. You can just find people on there that can do this for you. So now you have the fulfillment, right? But this is a super quick overview, right? How to do these things. But these things don't matter if you don't have people that can pay you, or you don't know how to get in contact with these clients, and overall you just don't know how to fulfill for them. And so, or you don't even have clients to fulfill for. So how do we acquire these clients? We have a lot of different ways. So firstly, I'll briefly cover the cold outreach. Again, we have videos going over the cold outreach side of things as well, because it's just not the best way to go when we have the paid ads. Cold outreach, but it's a lot of people, and you just start with that if they don't have the funds. So with cold outreach, you want to buy a couple different Facebook accounts on a software called, let me write this out for you real quick. I'm going to write these out. So if you are going to be doing cold outreach, keep track of this, because this will honestly save your life. When I did cold outreach 2 years ago, when I first started my first SMMA, this is how I did it. So bulk accounts buy. This is a software or a website that allows you to buy aged social media accounts, Instagram and Facebook, for like $4 an account. Very, very good. Bulk accounts buy. I would buy Facebook accounts, maybe buy 10 Facebook accounts, 5 Instagram accounts. Depends what your budget is. Maybe you can only afford, 5 Facebook accounts. Nothing wrong with that. When I started, I bought 10 Facebook accounts. That was it. Bulk accounts buy. That's where you can buy these accounts. Then you want to go to a place called Proxy Sale. This is where you can buy proxies. You need to connect these proxies to your Facebook. And so look, if you are cold outreach, I can drop this URL, the video that I created showing you how to connect all of these down below. If you want these, just comment, and I'll honestly just send you the link in the comments, and you can follow this exactly. I'll show you how to connect these proxies to your Facebook accounts. Now you'll have 10 Facebook accounts. The proxies does is connect IPs to each Facebook account, so Facebook doesn't detect they're all in the same location and disable them. Then the other thing you need is hide my account. This is just where it organizes your accounts, connects them to the proxies, it does all of it inside of there, and allows you to load them up. So if you want that video, I'll send it over to you, but I don't want to spend too much time on cold outreach in this video. Now, the paid ad side of things. So there's a couple ways that are the most effective that we have seen for running ads. There's a couple things. So actually, let me run a text box for this here. I like the boxes a bit better. So now the ads. There's a couple platforms you can run ads on. For personally, if you're starting out, Facebook and Instagram, can't go wrong. You can scale to multiple hundred thousands a month with just Facebook and Instagram. Bit more expensive, but also very good, more sophisticated platform, LinkedIn ads. Can't go wrong with LinkedIn ads either, but again, I don't recommend it to start out because they're too expensive. They're like 5-10 times as expensive as Facebook ads. Also, Google ads. Google ads are very good. We run Google ads as well. You don't need them though to start out. Facebook and Instagram is all we'll focus on here. Did want to mention them though. So Facebook and Instagram ads. There's a couple ways you can go about running these ads. One, you can create the ads yourself. Create ads yourself. That's the best way to go, I think. I don't think, especially we'll show you how to create the creatives. You don't need to hire people. You can though. It'll cost you. You can get media buyers online. There's a lot of platforms, websites you can find media buyers. They're going to be expensive though. Probably anywhere from $500 to $1,500, maybe even $2,000 a month. So I recommend steering clear, especially if you're in the early stages, you don't have a ton to invest. Now, when it comes to creating the ads yourself, there's a couple ways you can go about it. There, you can do talking head videos, which again, I don't recommend. Talking head videos. I don't think they're the best. I've also seen a lot of people using AI talking head videos with an account or with a website called Arcades or Arcades. Honestly, don't know how to pronounce it. I don't use it. I don't think the ads look the best, to be honest. If they perform, they perform. Test it. I don't personally think they look great. I find they look like AI, but again, an AI human. So test it out. Can't go wrong with it. And then you can also do demo ads. We started these back in January of last year. We were the first ones to ever do these, and they are fantastic. What these are just ads. You've probably seen them. Let me pull up the software we use to make them, and I'll show you how we do it. So this is called Veed. Veed is a very, very good software here. Let me pause super quick so I can log in. All right, so now you can see we're inside Veed. Veed is a very, very good software. This is what we used in the very beginning to create these demo videos. So let me here's a good example of what these demo videos are. You guys have 100% seen these. We started these back in January. You probably see tons of people running these. We started these, we got our partners doing these, and then people would copy us. They'd steal our ads. It is what it is. They're very good ads, so I don't blame them at all. But these are what we see do very, very well. Or even anything along the lines of you sitting there talking head, but then you doing a live call with the AI. Anything along the lines of demonstrating the AI do very, very well. And there's also a good amount of testing and campaign structure, and the funnel also plays a large role as well. But as you can see, these are the type of the creatives that I recommend. So you can add all these sort of sound waves and everything in Veed. I'm not going to go over how to structure these because we show how in our free community. And it's honestly, I don't want this video to be too long because I can already tell it's going to be a pretty lengthy one. But this is where you create those ad creatives. And then you have it. And so these are really the creatives that we run, that our partners run, that do very, very well. So I highly recommend going down this route. All you do is you do a quick call with the AI, you download the recording, bring it into Veed, create the sound waves, subtitles, pick your colors. That's it. You download it, you're good to go. Upload it as an ad. Boom, simple as that. So now let's head over to Go High Level and get into the actual funnel side of things once you get your leads, because this will generate you leads within the first day or two, as long as you are spending at least kind of that $50 a day standard range to start. And then you'll get booked appointments also usually within the first 24 to 72 hours max. And then now you got to close these deals, right? They're going to be booking calls. You want to make sure they show up, make sure they're getting nurtured, make sure they don't miss the appointment, all this sort of stuff. And then make sure you close them. So let's get into that here and let's head over to Go High Level. All right, so we're in the Go High Level. Let's quickly run through the funnel here. So this is what we set our partners up. Again, you get a template of this. You tweak the colors, you tweak the branding, all that sort of stuff. But look, so there's a VSL page, a calendar page, a thank you page, and then a privacy policy terms of service. You don't need to worry about that too much. Then in between these two here, we have a qualification page, which we typically use Typeform for, which I'll show you in a second here. But very, very straightforward. So you come in here. This is the first part of the funnel, right? This is where the leads are going from your ad to possibly, they're filling out a lead form and then they're hopping onto your funnel. And so look, again, you tweak this, change the background, change the logo, all that sort of stuff. But I like to keep the structure the same. And so look, you have your logo, who you're calling out, what you're trying to sell them on, growth infrastructure, watch the video below. And this is your VSL. So again, the VSL is, of course, the video sales letter. People, you want them watching this. You want this to handle the main objections, answer the main questions, and ultimately make them want to buy more. When they watch this VSL, they better be 30 to 75% sold after watching this video, even if they've never heard anything about me. So we're answering the main questions because we don't want this to turn into a Q&A when they get on the sales call. We're pre-handling the main objections, whatever they may be, whether that's because it is changing. When we first created this, it was a lot of people. We addressed our credibility because we're young. We told them how many businesses we've worked for, the results we got, et cetera, why they need to get AI now and not in the future, and why it is more cost effective. So money objection handled, time objection handled, and credibility objection handled. So those are the types of things you want to handle in the VSL. A quick button to have them get brought to the qualification page. We like to walk through the interface. You don't need to do this, but we have it on here. You make a quick video walking through the dashboard of the platform, gets people comfortable. They see your face a bit more. Testimonial videos, and then demos. We recommend having demos on here just because it's great. A lot of people, they want to see the AI beforehand, and a lot of people hop on call, and a lot of people hop on the call and they say, hey, I saw the demos, the AI sounds amazing. And then you don't even need to show them on the call because they're already confident in it. That's the point of it. And then they get brought to a qualification page. So I'll show you what that qualification page looks like, for example, on ours. Let me go to just to give you an idea of this here. So they click book a demo call, and then they get brought to a Typeform. Very quick qualification to just filter out the very unqualified people. As you can see, we want them to pick what their business revenue is. And look, if they're 0 to 10K, they get sent to our free school. Or you can send them to a disqualification page, anything along those lines. But that's what the qualification page is for. Very, very useful. So if we come back over to Go High Level here, let's head to the calendar page. Calendar page is very, very straightforward. I'm actually not even going to open it. It's literally just the Calendly link where they're filling out some questions, booking in. Then they get brought to a thank you page where it is just a video telling them, I will actually show you the thank you page. Or I'll show you our thank you page that is live. So you can see this here. Confirm your call. And this is for our school community. So let me do that. This should be for our regular one. Yeah, exactly. So complete the following 3 steps. Watch this video. This is me thanking them, saying they made a good decision, make sure to show up to the call, and telling them to do these next 2 steps. Confirm their call on this invite. Make sure they click yes, because the show rate increases drastically when they click yes. And then the VSL again to just make sure they watched it. So that's what the thank you page is. Then they have a lot of nurturing stuff, which I'll show you here, to make sure they show up to the call. So let's go check out the automations real quick, and then we can get into how you actually close these deals. So into the automation side of things, as you can see, we have a lot of automations. Let's go into the nurturing ones first. So nurturing, we have an email sequence. They're getting sent these emails. I'm not going to go into this and show you all the emails. It really doesn't make too much of a difference, but you get all these templates and everything. We have it very templatized to where you just tweak it slightly, fit your brand, your specific niche, all that sort of stuff, but the key content you keep the same. So email nurturing, we're sending these emails and we are sending texts, automated SMS. So we're sending emails and texts to these leads, nurturing them, trying to get them to book a call. That nurturing specifically is getting sent to leads that have opted in but haven't booked yet. And the goal is, of course, to try to get them to book. Now, the people who have booked, they get put in the booking automations. As you can see, we have a lot of booking automations. So inside of the booking automations, it is simply nurturing sequences. I can show you inside of here super quickly. It's pretty straightforward nurturing sequences. So they opt in, they get a confirmation, pipeline updated, all that sort of stuff. They get a confirmation email saying that their appointment was confirmed, telling them to mark it in the calendar, all that sort of stuff. They get an email after, just informing them about their call again. Then they get a text as well. Our show rate is very good for a reason. Our show rate has been consistently between 87 and 93% since we started. Actually, that's a lie. Not since we started. After about the first 3 months. The first 3 months were very brutal. First month especially. I spoke too soon. Month 3 to present day, which is a total of about a year, our show rate has been between 87 and 93%. So I caught myself there. Don't want to lie about it. But before then it was brutal. But that's how we learned to make a good sequence to get a good show up rate, was because it was bad at one point. And then we got reminders going all the way up to 10 minutes prior, making sure they show up, making sure they respond. Then we also have the AI call them. So there's a couple things we do. We have a human call them first, which is within 5-10 minutes after they book. I won't go into this whole process too much. I have videos on it, but this is what we call our sales coordinator. He's a human. He calls a lead. He does a good 5 to 15 minute conversation with them, confirming their information, making sure they're qualified, and then sending a rating to our closer for what he rates them 1 out of 4. 4 being, of course, very qualified, ready to close, 1 being not qualified at all, and then sends more info about where they're at. Are they financially qualified? All this sort of stuff. And then we also have the AI call them. And so what that looks like, the AI is making super quick, just reminder calls. And so what that looks like is, let's come into here. I won't go too in depth into how to kind of set all this stuff up, but what this looks like is they get a tag added to them in the reminder sequence, a tag added. And so inside of that, for example, the AI gets, triggered to call. Same way as this here. This is an example here where this is one where the AI is trying to book somebody in. You can also use the AI just to remind them that their call is coming up. But let's say they get added into this here and it triggers a custom webhook. This custom webhook, what this does is it triggers a specific agent inside of the Insight platform to call the lead. So this is how businesses can really, get some crazy speed to lead. Call leads within the first second. A lead comes through, boom, AI calls them immediately. And so we use it the same way. You're selling it, you might as well use it because it does work well, right? You wouldn't be selling it if it didn't work well. So you might as well use it yourself too, because it does work phenomenally. And you don't need to call leads to try to book them in yourself, which is great, or hire somebody to do it. Let the AI run, let the AI do its thing. And this is how you set that up. Simple webhook. Now let's talk about closing the deal. So you have these businesses, right? You have them, they come in. There's a couple main things that you want to be focusing on when you are selling to them. One is the fact that they came on this call for a reason. You need to make sure you are in the authoritative position. They came on to learn more about how you can help them. So you need to make sure you are in the power position. You are speaking with confidence. You are speaking with conviction. Again, a lot of it does come down to having experience, being confident in your offer, and being confident in yourself. So those are very important. And also, you want to make sure that you are finding out about their specific situation, going in depth, hitting the pain points. It's a very logical sell for the most part, but you still want to know what even got them on this call in the first place. Why are they considering AI? What have they been trying to do to fix the problem that they want solved with AI in the past? How long has this been a problem for them? How long have they been looking into AI? Why haven't they pulled the trigger before? All these questions are very important to know what has got the prospect to their current situation, and why are they still here? Why are they trying to solve it now? How quickly do they want to solve it? How much longer do they want to be dealing with the current problem they're facing? All these are very, very important. Then in the end, it's usually a pretty logical sell because you're laying out the numbers versus what they're currently doing compared to if they were to implement the AI. What would their costs go down? Would their overall output increase? Would they be able to save more time? Because there's a lot of factors outside of just money itself that are massively improved or completely resolved by implementing AI. Does the guy who you're selling to, does he no longer need to train, manage, onboard, and hire, rehire people for this position because now he can have an AI do it? All that sort of stuff is very, very important. Then you're logically selling to the business, telling them, hey, you're spending, $5,000 a month on a team right now. You can pay me $5,000 one time for this AI, and that's it. You're good to go. And then, that's kind of a very basic example, but that is in a nutshell what these sales calls look like. And so that's overall how you want to go about them. Again, I have a lot more in-depth sales training, even just in the free school. In our partner program, we go way more in-depth as well. We'll review your sales calls, all that sort of stuff. And again, I'll drop the links for that down below. But overall, guys, that is how you want to go about it. So I want to keep this video. I think I might already be past the 30-minute mark. I wanted to keep it under that point. So if you guys want to really take this step and you're willing to put in the action, because that's the biggest thing. I lay all this stuff out here. Even with this video, if you put in the work, you can set stuff up and start closing clients. I know this was kind of a quick overview, but if you just put in the work with this alone, you can get things going and start getting to your first 5, 10K months for sure. So if you're really ready to put in the work, I'll drop a link down below. Go ahead, book a demo call with us, and we can see how we can specifically help you reach that 10K, 20K, 30K, 50K a month mark, depending where you're at right now. I'd love to work with you and help you scale.